Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie is called The Fanatic. Very low ratings, 4.6 on IMDb. Only 3,800 people have viewed it so far. So, but who's in it? John Travolta's in it. Devon Sawa, S-A-W-A. He was in Idle Hands, if you ever seen that one. Oldie but a good one. That's all I really recognize. So evidently, John Travolta is a fan of some celebrity and starts to stalk him. So very low ratings again. Free on IMDb, an hour and 27 minutes long, or free, not free on IMDb, free on Amazon Prime. An hour and 27 minutes long. And I read somewhere that somebody mentioned it, so don't quote me on it, or I might have dreamt it. I don't know. I wasn't planning on watching it, but I read somewhere that they think Travolta should be nominated for an Oscar for this role. I don't know. Don't know. So that piqued my interest. It's for free. An hour and 27. I'll get into it a little bit more, find out what it's really about, let you know if it's worth watching, and let you know if Johnny T should win an Oscar. Alright, stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Fanatic. Sorry, no check-ins tonight. I didn't think it was needed. Short movie. I could catch you all up here at the end. And as I'm watching the credits here, I see Fred Durst's name. So I initially saw that. I was like, oh wow, Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. Same guy, same guy. So he directed, produced, wrote this whole movie. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Then I read a little bit more. Evidently, this is a story, it's from his real life. So I think at some point he had some kind of stalker. And that's where he came up with this story. Now this is obviously not the same story, I don't believe, and if you watch the movie you'll know what I mean, it's really about John Travolta, who plays, here's the piece I'm not too excited about. So John Travolta does a great job, but he obviously has a mental handicap, a mental disability or something like that. They never say it, it's not an IMDb, but it seems like maybe something with autism or Asperger's or something along those lines. Big, fan of celebrities, like to collect autographs and stuff like that, and has, some tics and things like that tip you off to obviously there's something, wrong with him. And he's a big fan of Devon Sawa's character, whoever it was, doesn't Hunter Dunbar. So. And he goes to an autograph signing with him at his local store there, and of course right before he's able to sign something, Hunter has to step out and kind of, John Travolta kind of chases him down to try and get him one, and it kind of upsets Hunter, and therefore now all John Travolta's character wants to do is, Moose is his name, his character's name is Moose, all he wants to do is apologize. So he writes a card and he finds his house, and of course he's kind of intruding upon him, and so you can see where it's kind of going, but then as he's trying to apologize and just get an autograph, as he's trying to do that, of course Fred Durst's characters, or Hunter Dunbar in this case, feels that obviously he's intruding upon his privacy, that kind of thing, and he gets angry, and demeaning and abusive to him. And meanwhile, of course, the way he's in his outside of his stalking days, Moose's character is constantly being picked on by other people. He's like a street performer. Other street performers pick on him and things like that. So you do feel bad for him, because things aren't going well for him, and he's just trying to get this autograph or apology or whatever, and now his hero is not looking great on him, and it builds to a stalking type of situation. So what I didn't like how they used it. I don't know what the Fred Durst story was about in true life. Was a person really mentally handicapped, things like that, and how could you not recognize that and understand it? I'm sure you don't want somebody, invading your privacy, but the way that it was portrayed in the movie was not the way that I think somebody should try and dissuade somebody from invading on their privacy, and you'll see that. So I didn't like that, but more importantly, the acting I thought from John Travolta was very good, and is it Oscar worthy? I don't know. You know, you kind of compare it to what's his name in Rain Man, right? Dustin Hoffman in Rain Man kind of situation. So that's probably the best piece about it. And I thought it was interesting that it was based on a Fred Durst story. But then it gets to a point at the end where actually there was a part where I wasn't sure if it was real or fake. And you come to find out later what was going on there. They do this one piece where, you know, actors like to visualize their scenes, and they go into a visualization, and it's like, are they really doing this, or is it fake, or whatever? And you know, then it ends, and you're probably thinking, well, how does it end? You know, that's the biggest question. Does he, you know, who wins in the end? I guess so. You'll have to watch it to find out. But you know, the ending didn't do much for me. It was okay. All in all, I get the low scores on this one. I like John Travolta's acting. That's about it. I don't mind a stalker story. I don't like them using the mentally handicapped to create a stalker story kind of thing. So there you have it. It was only an hour and 27 minutes long, and that's the other bonus for it. I'd probably give it a 4. The ending, I thought, brings it down for me. Not a fan of that. There you go. That's all I got. I'm not going to go on any longer. If you do, check it out. Let me know what you think. Love to hear your thoughts. But that's only if you... wow, it says dedicated to Bill Paxton. So, I don't know. You might have been involved in this at some point. But anyway, if you do watch it, let me know your thoughts. Whatever. But you can go ahead and skip it. You don't have to worry about it. Check out another review and find a better movie. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.